America, we've got a problem. Our education system is in dire straits, and it's affecting the future of our children and our nation. It's big, it's expensive, and it involves tiny chairs. But it's not just about the furniture. It's about the very foundation of our children's learning environment. It's our education system, folks, and it's failing our kids. Students are disengaged, hallways are empty, and the struggle to keep up is real. We're pouring money into this bureaucratic black hole, and what are we getting? Overworked teachers, endless paperwork, and budget meetings that lead nowhere. Mediocre test scores, widening achievement gaps, and a whole lot of frustrated teachers and parents. Standardized tests are not the answer, they are part of the problem. The Department of Education, that supposed beacon of learning, is at the heart of this mess. It's become a symbol of inefficiency and red tape. Created with good intentions, it's become a bloated behemoth, suffocating innovation and local control. Teachers and administrators are bogged down by bureaucracy. It's time to face a hard truth. The feds have flunked at fixing education. Our schools are failing, and our students and parents are paying the price. We need a radical change, a fundamental shift in how we think about education. Innovation and creativity must be at the forefront of this transformation. It's time to ditch the top-down, one-size-fits-all approach and empower the people who know our kids best: parents, teachers, and local communities. They are the true experts. We need to dissolve the Department of Education and unleash the power of local control. Only then can we hope to build a brighter future for our children and our country. Let's rewind the clock, shall we? The Department of Education, born in 1979, promised to be the great equalizer, ensuring quality education for all. Spoiler alert, it didn't. Decades and trillions of dollars later, we're still grappling with the same problems: achievement gaps, underperforming schools, and a demoralized teaching force. What went wrong? Well, the road to education hell is paved with good intentions, and the Department of Education is basically a paving company. It's bogged down in bureaucracy, obsessed with standardized testing, and completely out of touch with the realities of individual classrooms and communities. The truth is, Washington doesn't know what's best for kids in Kansas or Kentucky, but hey, at least they're consistent. They're consistently failing our children, that is. It's time to admit defeat and try something different. One size fits all, that's the Department of Education's motto, right? Except when it comes to education, one size fits nobody. Every state, every city, every school has unique needs and challenges. Trying to address them all from a distant office in Washington is like performing surgery with a spork messy, imprecise, and likely to make things worse. This centralized control stifles innovation. It discourages experimentation, creativity, and the kind of tailored solutions that actually work for students. Teachers, those brave souls on the front lines of education, are drowning in paperwork and mandates, robbed of their autonomy and passion. Local communities, the ones who actually live with the consequences of education policy, have been sidelined. Parents, the ultimate stakeholders in their children's education, are treated as afterthoughts. It's time to flip the script, folks. It's time to empower, not enfeeble. Imagine a world where decisions about your child's education were made by people who actually knew your child. No, this isn't some utopian fantasy. It's the potential of local control. Dissolving the Department of Education would return power to the people who care most: parents, teachers, and local school boards. Local control means tailoring education to the specific needs of the community. It means fostering innovation, allowing schools to experiment with different approaches and share best practices. It means empowering teachers to teach, freeing them from the shackles of bureaucratic mandates. This isn't about chaos, it's about accountability. When schools are directly accountable to the communities they serve, they're more responsive to the needs of their students. Parents have a greater say, teachers have more autonomy, and everyone is invested in success. Section 5. Funding follies. Where's the money going? Let's talk money, because this bureaucratic boondoggle is costing us a fortune. The Department of Education's budget is a ballooning behemoth, yet a shockingly small percentage actually reaches the classroom. It's like ordering a pizza and finding out most of the cost went to delivery fees and a pizza consultation charge. Dissolving the department would eliminate this wasteful middleman. Funds could be redirected directly to schools, where they belong. States and local districts could prioritize spending based on their unique needs, whether it's hiring more teachers, updating textbooks, or investing in innovative programs. This isn't just about saving money, it's about spending it wisely. It's about empowering local communities to invest in what works for their students, not what some bureaucrat in Washington thinks might work. Section 6. Leveling the playing field: equity without the feds. Now, some folks will cry foul. They'll argue that removing federal oversight will only deepen the chasm of inequality, leaving disadvantaged students to fend for themselves in an already challenging environment. They'll say dissolving the Department of Education will exacerbate inequality, leaving disadvantaged students behind. But let's take a closer look at the reality on the ground. But here's the thing, the current system is already failing those students. Despite numerous federal programs and initiatives, many schools still lack basic resources, and students continue to struggle. Decades of federal intervention haven't closed achievement gaps. If anything, they've widened. The data shows that despite billions in federal funding, the disparities in educational outcomes persist and, in some cases, have even grown. The truth is, true equity comes from empowering communities, not from top-down mandates. When local communities have the power to make decisions, they can tailor solutions to fit their unique needs. Local control allows for targeted interventions, addressing the specific needs of underserved students. It enables educators and administrators to implement strategies that are most effective for their particular student populations. It allows for community-based solutions, harnessing the power of local organizations and resources. These grassroots efforts can be more agile and responsive than federal programs. We can address funding disparities without the feds. States have the capability to develop and implement funding formulas that ensure equitable distribution of resources. States can implement funding formulas that prioritize high-need schools, ensuring resources are directed where they're needed most. This targeted approach can make a significant difference in educational outcomes, and let's not forget the power of school choice, giving parents in underserved areas the ability to choose the best educational options for their children. By providing more options, we can foster a more competitive and innovative educational landscape. Section 7. Innovation Ignition: Unleashing Educational Entrepreneurship. America was built on innovation, on the audacity to try new things and challenge the status quo. Yet our education system is stuck in a rut, stifled by bureaucracy and risk aversion. Dissolving the Department of Education would be like hitting the reset button, unleashing a wave of educational entrepreneurship. Without the shackles of federal mandates, schools would be free to experiment, to innovate, to find new and better ways to educate our children. We could see a resurgence of charter schools, specialized programs, and alternative learning models, all tailored to the needs of individual students. This wouldn't be a free-for-all, accountability would still be paramount. But instead of answering to distant bureaucrats, schools would be accountable to the communities they serve, to parents who demand results, and to students who deserve a world-class education. Section 8. The Freedom Factor: Liberating Our Schools. Let's be honest, folks. Our education system is in dire need of transformation. The Department of Education has become a symbol of government overreach, a monolithic entity that dictates policies from afar, of bureaucratic meddling in one of the most personal aspects of our lives, our children's education. This centralized control stifles creativity and innovation. Dissolving it would be a powerful statement about freedom, about reclaiming our rights as parents and community members, about trusting parents and communities to make the best decisions for their kids. Imagine a world where local schools are tailored to the unique needs of their students. It's about restoring the balance of power, ensuring that those who are closest to the children have the most say in their education, shifting it away from Washington and back to where it belongs, in the hands of we, the people. This shift would empower communities to innovate and adapt. It's about recognizing that parents are the ultimate stakeholders in their children's education, the ones who know their children best, not some faceless bureaucrat thousands of miles away. These distant officials can't possibly understand the unique challenges and opportunities of every community. This isn't just about education, it's about liberty. It's about the fundamental right to self-determination. It's about trusting individuals and communities to chart their own course, to create educational environments that reflect their values and aspirations, to determine their own destinies. When we liberate our schools, we unleash the potential of every child. It's about unleashing the power of freedom, the driving force behind innovation and progress, the engine of innovation and progress. By trusting in the power of local communities, we can create a brighter future for our children and our nation. Section 9, a call to action, reclaiming our children's future. This isn't a spectator sport, folks. The future of our children's education is at stake. We can't keep throwing money at a broken system and expect different results. It's time to demand better, to demand more, to demand a fundamental change. Contact your representatives, raise your voices, make it clear that you've had enough of bureaucratic bungling and federal overreach. Demand the dissolution of the Department of Education and the empowerment of local communities. This isn't a partisan issue, it's about our kids. It's about giving them the best possible education, tailored to their needs and aspirations. It's about reclaiming their future, one classroom, one school, one community at a time. Section 10, from Washington's grip to local leadership. It's time to face facts, America. The Department of Education has failed us. It's time to stop pretending otherwise. It's time to stop throwing good money after bad. It's time to try something different, something bold, something that puts power back where it belongs, in the hands of the people. Dissolving the Department of Education won't be easy. The bureaucrats won't go down without a fight, but the fight is worth it. Our children's future depends on it. Let's stop letting Washington dictate our children's education. Let's unleash the power of local control, the spirit of innovation, and the promise of a brighter future. The time for change is now. The future of education, the future of our children, is in our hands. Let's choose wisely. Let's choose freedom. Let's choose local control.